Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Vishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langate Girinayat Vande Shri Gurum Divata. So today verse number 58. So Krishna is explaining about bhakti, and yesterday's verse we saw Krishna told that in all activities just depend on me and work under my shelter. So by this consciousness you will achieve me. So once you have this consciousness, what happens? If we are conscious of Krishna, what happens? That is explained in this verse. Machchittaha sarva durgani
Machchittaha sarva durgani
matprasada tarishyasi
matprasadat tarishyasi
atha cheta tvam ahankaran
atha chetatam ahankaran
na shoshyasi vinangkshasi.
na sroshyasi vinangchyasi.
So
Machchittaha sarva durgani matprasadat tarishyasi atha chetvam ahankaram na sroshyasi vinakshasi.
Machchitta sarva durgani matprasada tarishyasi atachatvam ahankaran nasrosyasi vinangshasi.
So translation and purport. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness but act according through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Purport. A person in full Krishna consciousness is not unduly anxious about executing duties of his existence. The foolish cannot understand this great freedom from all anxiety. For one who acts in Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna becomes most intimate friend. He always looks after his friend's comfort. He gives himself to his friend, who is devotedly engaged working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. Therefore, no one should be carried away by the false ego bodily concept of life. One should not falsely think himself independent of the laws of material nature or free to act. He is already under strict material laws, and as soon as he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is liberated, free from the material perplexities. One should note very carefully that one who is not active in Krishna consciousness is losing himself in the material whirlpool, in the ocean of birth and death. No conditioned soul actually knows what is to be done and what is not to be done. But a person who acts in Krishna consciousness is free to act because everything is prompted by Krishna from within and confirmed by spiritual master. So what happens if we are conscious in all our activities and satatam 24 hours, expected is 24 hours, we should be conscious of Krishna. Then mat prasada, then by the mercy of Krishna. So ideally 24 hours is best, but maybe because of our situation, conditioned life and so many issues, and we forget, we are not conscious. We may remember, but we are not conscious. There's difference between remember and conscious. So remembering is just in the mind level, but when conscious, you do the activities while remembering. So it's one step above conscious. So conscious means intelligence also is involved. So if we are conscious, then we'll pass over sarva durgani, we'll pass over all the obstacles. So what does it mean by all the obstacles? It does not mean that there will not be any problems in our life. There will be problems in the life of devotee or a bhakta, and it's not that the problems will come and everything happens as the devotee desires. No, the devotee also may not win everywhere. Everything is not happening as devotee desires. Everything is happening that Krishna desires. But because the devotee is conscious of Krishna and because he surrender and under the shelter of Krishna, so whatever decisions, whatever happens as per Krishna's will, the devotee or bhakta accepts it. He does not think other way around that why it is happening, why me, why not somebody else, uh, how it come to me, like all these things. He does not think like that because he knows whatever Krishna does is best for me. So this requires a lot of faith in Krishna. If we don't have faith, so if we don't take shelter, then this type of consciousness is not possible because of the conditioned material thought processes and mind. Uh, we tend to think from ahankara. So our ahankar comes in between. And so even if Krishna does something, instead of accepting it, we try to oppose it. We try to do something against it or to protect us. So we don't depend on Krishna's protection, but we try to do our own protection. That is coming from ahankar. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that you have to fight, and you fight being conscious because in my consciousness, become conscious of me and you do your duty of fighting. But if you, because of your ahankara, you don't listen to me and you don't fight, and then you will be lost in this world. So you will do that activities which are not supposed to be done. And by that, actually, you will get entangled. Lost means entangled. But once you get entangled in this material world and material laws, actually, it's nothing we understand what's happening and how it is happening and how I am getting pulled up everywhere. We never understand. It just automatically happens, and that is meaning of uh, Vinan Kshasi, lost. We don't understand what's happening. So, without any shelter, without any protection, without any consciousness, if we just keep acting, uh, outside, externally, it may look like the life is very good. The life is in full my control, and I can do whatever I want. That it may look like that, but that is purely from the material point of view, enjoyment and all those things. So you may get enjoyment, everything. So you feel like, okay, whatever I am doing is correct. I don't need any God or anything. I can manage myself. Uh, But actually, when this type of thoughts come because of our ahankara, actually we have lost the purpose of the life. The purpose of the life is something spiritual, higher, not enjoyment. Right? So from that angle also it is lost because we lost the purpose for which we are human, or we are existing. So Krishna is saying that you be conscious of me. And here also see Krishna uses the word mat prasada. So mercy, the mercy of God, grace of God is required. So even if you become conscious of Krishna, even if you take shelter of Krishna, everything is okay. But mat prasada, the mercy is required. So, but if mercy is there, then you can pass all these problems because you will not be disturbed by these problems. Problems will be there, but will not get carried away. Our consciousness will not get carried away. So you will be fixed in consciousness. So we'll pass over those problems. So don't expect that there will be no problems or everything will be done as we want. No, it's just a surrender. So we don't feel that it is a problem. So that is also a higher consciousness where we are very much conscious of Krishna, and our faith in Krishna is so strong that we understand that whatever is happening is best for me. In the due course of time, maybe I will understand why it happened. But now I can just accept it and say, okay, whatever Krishna is doing is correct. So this is what we call surrendering unto Krishna's will. This is the main aspect of, main anga of bhakti. We have to take shelter. And this verse also represents, if when we take shelter and we are conscious, our devotee or bhakta's life becomes easy. Again, I am telling the life becomes easy is not is no problem. There are problems, but the devotee does not get disturbed by anything. And so it looks very easy. So this is the power of bhakti, the glorification of bhakti, that by bhakti you can actually uh, cross over the problems and so many anxieties very easily and nicely without being disturbed. So, these are some one of the qualities of bhakti, that it provides a subda, it provides a happiness and overcome the miseries. Klesha, all the klesha is gone. So that is the characteristics of bhakti. So Krishna will continue to explain this aspect of taking shelter, his protection, and the mercy in the next verse also. So we'll continue next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay, if any no comments, we can close. But try to read these purports again if possible. It's these last few slokas are real instructions of Krishna, and actually it's very useful in our practical life also. Hare Krishna, thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.